The Andromeda Galaxy spiraled in the distance, a majestic swirl of a trillion suns. Its light, ancient and weary, traveled for eons to reach this desolate corner of the universe. Here, nestled in the inky blackness, lay the Kepler 186 system, a lonely outpost of celestial bodies orbiting a dying star. Silence reigned supreme, a heavy blanket smothering the emptiness between worlds. A silence broken only by the faint whisper of solar winds and the creak of the cosmos itself. The year is 2742. Humanity, having long since exhausted Earth's resources, now cast its net across the stars, driven by a thirst for knowledge and survival. They sought new homes, new beginnings, and perhaps new dangers. Among the vanguard of this interstellar exodus was the research vessel, the Event Horizon, a ship designed to pierce the veil of the unknown. Its mission to explore the uncharted territories of Kepler 186f, a planet shrouded in mystery. Kepler 186f, a planet veiled in perpetual twilight, loomed before the event horizon. Its surface, a patchwork of crimson deserts and obsidian mountains, hinted at a violent past. The atmosphere, thick with xenon gas, shimmered with an otherworldly luminescence, a haunting beauty, a siren's call beckoning the explorers closer. The planet's gravitational pull, a gentle caress at first, tightened its grip as the ship descended into its embrace. The landing was smooth, the ship settling on a plateau overlooking a vast canyon. The silence of space was replaced by a low, resonant hum emanating from the planet itself, a sound that vibrated deep within the crew's bones, a disquieting symphony of the unknown. The first team, clad in their environment suits, stepped onto the alien soil. Their boots crunched on the crystalline sand, each step a tentative exploration of a world untouched by human hands. Dr. Eris Thorne, the expedition leader, gazed at the alien landscape with a mixture of awe and apprehension. He felt a primal fear stir within him, a sense of being watched by unseen eyes. The data streaming from his visor painted a bleak picture: a hostile environment, extreme temperatures, and an atmosphere barely breathable. Yet beneath the surface, something else pulsed, a faint energy signature, alien and enigmatic. It whispered of ancient secrets, of a civilization long gone, and perhaps of something far more sinister. The initial exploration revealed a landscape sculpted by time and cosmic forces. Towering rock formations, twisted into grotesque shapes, cast long, eerie shadows across the crimson sand. The xenon atmosphere, thick and swirling, created strange optical illusions, making the landscape shift and morph before their eyes. The air crackled with an unseen energy, raising the hairs on the back of their necks. A sense of unease settled upon the team, a creeping dread that whispered of unseen dangers. The first anomaly appeared as a faint shimmer in the distance, a ripple in the xenon-rich air. It pulsed with an otherworldly light, expanding and contracting like a breathing entity. The sensors on their suits went haywire, bombarded by an unknown energy signature. Dr. Thorne ordered the team to approach cautiously, their pulse rifles held tight. The shimmer grew in intensity, revealing a pulsating orb of light, hovering just above the ground. As they drew closer, the orb began to emit a low, guttural hum, the same sound that resonated from the planet itself, but amplified, more intense. The ground beneath their feet trembled. The hum resonated through their bodies, a disorienting vibration that made them feel nauseous and weak. Dr. Eris Thorne felt a cold dread seep into his bones, a primal fear he had never experienced before. He knew with a chilling certainty that they were not alone on this desolate world. Something ancient, something powerful had awakened. The orb pulsed faster, its light growing brighter, casting grotesque shadows across the alien landscape. The hum intensified, becoming a deafening roar. The ground shook violently, fissures appearing in the crimson sand. The whispers began, faint at first, like rustling leaves in a phantom wind. The whispers grew louder, coalescing into unsettling words. They spoke of ancient gods, of cosmic horrors beyond comprehension. The orb erupted in a blinding flash, revealing the true horror of Kepler 186f. The crew of the Event Horizon comprised a diverse group, each a specialist in their field. Dr. Eris Thorne, a seasoned astrophysicist, led the expedition. Captain Eva Rostova commanded the ship with an unwavering hand. Together, they ventured into the uncharted depths of space to unravel the mysteries of Kepler 186f. Their mission was to explore the ancient ruins detected on the planet's surface. These ruins held the promise of unlocking the secrets of the universe. As the Event Horizon descended, they stepped into a realm where the laws of physics might bend. The landing site was chosen carefully, a plateau overlooking a vast canyon. The crimson sand stretched as far as the eye could see, broken only by jagged peaks. The first team to disembark, led by Dr. Thorne, felt awe and trepidation. It was a sound that spoke of ancient secrets, of a history long buried. The ruins were not far from the landing site, a colossal structure of unknown metal. As they approached the structure, the hum intensified. He knew with a chilling certainty that they were not alone. The structure, a massive monolith, stood before them like a silent sentinel, dwarfing the human explorers. Its surface, smooth and cold, absorbed the light, casting an unnerving shadow. The carvings, intricate and alien, pulsed with a faint inner light. The hum intensified, vibrating through their bodies. Dr. Thorne cautiously approached, his hand outstretched. A jolt of energy surged through his body, flooding his mind. He saw visions of swirling galaxies and ancient civilizations. He recoiled, overwhelmed by sensory overload. The monolith was a gateway, a portal to another dimension. The team watched in horror as Dr. Thorne stumbled back. The roar of the monolith reached a crescendo, and the ground beneath them buckled. From the base of the colossal structure, a swirling vortex of crimson dust and xenon gas erupted. The team watched in horrified fascination as the portal expanded, revealing a glimpse of a realm beyond human comprehension. From the depths of the portal, a figure emerged, its form shrouded in shadow and swirling gas. As it drew closer, its true form began to reveal itself, a creature of nightmare, its eyes burning with an alien intelligence. They had made first contact, and it was far more terrifying than they could have ever imagined. As the creature approached, the monolith pulsed with a renewed intensity, bathing the landscape in an eerie crimson light. The carvings on its surface glowed brighter, their alien glyphs shifting and rearranging themselves. He realized the monolith was not just a gateway, it was a transmitter, broadcasting a signal across space. The true horror, the cosmic entity that the monolith had summoned, was still out there, lurking in the depths of space. The signal continued to broadcast, its message reaching across the stars, a chilling invitation to the entities that lurked in the void. Dr. Thorne, his eyes now glowing with an eerie crimson light, turned to face the remaining crew members. A grotesque smile twisted his lips, and he spoke in a voice that was no longer his own. He spoke of the coming of the great old ones, of the inevitable transformation of reality. Lena Hansen, her face pale with terror, stumbled back, her scientific curiosity replaced by a primal fear. She had witnessed the transformation of her colleague, the corruption of his mind by the alien presence. Jackson Reed, his military training battling against the encroaching madness, raised his pulse rifle. He knew that Thorne was no longer human, a vessel for the alien consciousness. The madness was spreading, its tendrils reaching into the minds of the remaining crew members. Section 2. Technological Decay. The Event Horizon, once a beacon of human ingenuity, began to succumb to the alien presence. The lights flickered erratically, casting grotesque shadows. Control panels sparked, displaying cryptic symbols. Systems once reliable now defied physics. Communication systems emitted bursts of static and distorted messages. They were alone, trapped in a nightmare with no hope of rescue. The ship's metal and wires twisted, mimicking alien forms. Lena Hansen tried to diagnose the malfunctioning systems, but her efforts were futile. The alien presence was corrupting the ship. Captain Rostova struggled to maintain control. She barked orders at the unresponsive systems. The ship was slipping away, becoming part of the nightmare. The vessel was now a haunted house, its corridors echoing with whispers. Section 3. Whispers in the Static. The whispers, once faint and subtle, now permeated every corner of the ship, emanating from the walls, the floors, even the air itself. They spoke in a language that was both alien and unsettling, a language that bypassed their ears and spoke directly to their primal fears. They whispered of ancient gods, of cosmic horrors, of realities beyond human comprehension. The whispers were not just sounds, they were intrusions into their minds, twisting their thoughts, planting seeds of fear and madness. They played on their deepest insecurities, their darkest desires, their hidden traumas. They were a symphony of psychological torture, designed to break their spirits and shatter their sanity. Lena Hansen, her faith shaken, began to hear the whispers in her own mind, her thoughts becoming a jumble of fragmented memories and distorted perceptions. She saw visions of her deceased family, their faces twisted into grotesque masks of horror, their voices mocking her, accusing her of abandoning them. The whispers were tearing at the fabric of her sanity, pulling her into the abyss. Jackson Reed, his military discipline crumbling under the relentless assault of the whispers, began to see shadows moving in the periphery of his vision, his mind playing tricks on him. He heard the screams of his fallen comrades, the echoes of past battles, the whispers of his own guilt and self-doubt. He was losing his grip on reality, the line between sanity and madness blurring before his eyes. Section 4. The Hunt. Dr. Thorne, now fully under the control of the alien consciousness, began to stalk the remaining crew members. He was no longer their colleague, their friend. He was a hunter, and they were his prey. The ship had become a hunting ground, its corridors a labyrinth of fear. Lena Hansen, armed with a metal pipe, fled from Thorne, her heart pounding. She knew she was no match for him, but she was determined to survive. Jackson Reed engaged Thorne in hand-to-hand combat, his military training giving him a slight advantage. But Thorne's strength was unnatural, his movements unpredictable. The fight was a desperate struggle for survival. Captain Rostova, trapped on the bridge, tried to regain control of the ship. But the systems were unresponsive, corrupted by the alien presence. She was alone, her hope fading with each passing moment. The hunt was on, and the crew's chances of survival were dwindling. Section 5. Isolation. The event horizon, once a symbol of human exploration, now drifted aimlessly, a ghost ship haunted by whispers. The remaining crew, their minds fractured, were trapped in a nightmare. Isolated, cut off from humanity, their fate sealed by the last signal. Lena Hansen, hiding in shadows, watched as Thorne hunted relentlessly. She knew her time was running out, the whispers would consume her. Jackson Reed, battered and bruised, lay slumped, his mind a battlefield. He was defeated, his spirit broken. Captain Rostova, surrounded by unresponsive panels, faced the whispers mocking her. She was alone, adrift in madness, waiting for the inevitable end. The event horizon had become a tomb, a monument to human ambition. The blinding flash subsided, and the crew of the Event Horizon found themselves in a world transformed. The crimson sands of Kepler 186f had vanished, replaced by a landscape of impossible geometry and swirling iridescent colors. The orb of light had vanished, but in its place stood a figure of immense size and terrifying grandeur. Its eyes, if they could be called eyes, were vast, swirling vortexes of cosmic energy, burning with an ancient, malevolent intelligence. Lena Hansen, her mind reeling from the sheer alienness of the encounter, stumbled back, her breath catching in her throat. Jackson Reed, his military training forgotten, stared at the entity with a mixture of awe and terror. The entity emitted a low, resonant hum, a sound that vibrated through their very bones, a symphony of cosmic horror that echoed the whispers of the deep. The hum was not just a sound, it was a vibration that resonated with their very being, a frequency that bypassed their ears and spoke directly to their primal fears. It was a language of dread, a message of impending doom. The landscape around them began to distort and warp, the impossible geometry shifting and swirling, the iridescent colors pulsating and flashing. The ground beneath their feet seemed to liquefy, becoming a swirling vortex of cosmic energy. The very fabric of reality was unraveling, their world dissolving into a chaotic maelstrom of the unknown. Lena Hansen, her scientific mind struggling to grasp the impossible, felt a wave of nausea wash over her. The laws of physics, the very foundation of her understanding of the universe, were being violated, rendered meaningless in the face of this cosmic horror. She was adrift in a sea of the unknown, her compass spinning wildly, her anchors lost. Jackson Reed, his grip on reality slipping, began to see visions of his past, his memories twisting and morphing into grotesque parodies of his life. He saw his family, his friends, his fallen comrades, their faces contorted in masks of horror, their voices mocking him, accusing him. The whispers of the deep were intensifying, their insidious tendrils reaching into the deepest recesses of his mind. Section 3. The Transformation. Dr. Thorne, still under the control of the alien entity, began to transform, his body contorting and reshaping, his features becoming increasingly alien. His skin turned a sickly green, his eyes glowing with an infernal crimson light, his limbs elongated, his fingers morphing into sharp claws, his teeth lengthening into razor-sharp fangs. He was becoming a grotesque mockery of human form, a vessel for the cosmic horror. The entity reached out a clawed hand towards Lena Hansen, its touch sending a jolt of energy through her body. She screamed, her mind reeling from the onslaught of alien sensations. She felt her own body begin to change, her skin tingling, her bones aching, her very DNA rewriting itself. She was becoming one with the horror, a part of the cosmic maelstrom. Jackson Reed, witnessing the transformation of his comrades, felt a surge of adrenaline, a desperate fight for survival against the inevitable. He knew that he was next, that the entity would soon turn its attention to him, but he refused to surrender, refused to become another puppet of the cosmic horror. Captain Rostova, trapped on the bridge, watched in horror as the crew succumbed to the alien influence. She had failed to protect them, failed to complete her mission. She was alone, the last vestige of humanity on a ship consumed by cosmic horror. The transformation was complete and the crew's humanity was lost. Section 4. The Consumption. The entity, its transformation complete, turned its attention to Jackson Reed. It emitted a series of high-pitched shrieks, sounds that bypassed his ears and spoke directly to his primal fears. The shrieks were not language in any human sense, but they conveyed a message of pure, unadulterated dread, a promise of oblivion. The entity reached out, its clawed hand enveloping Reed's head. Reed screamed, his body convulsing as the alien presence invaded his mind, his memories, his very being. He felt his identity dissolving, his sense of self shattering into a million pieces. He was being consumed, absorbed into the cosmic horror. Lena Hansen, her transformation almost complete, watched with vacant eyes as Reed was consumed. She no longer felt fear, no longer felt anything human. She was a part of the entity now, a vessel for its will. Captain Rostova, her face a mask of despair, closed her eyes, waiting for the inevitable. She had seen enough, witnessed enough horror to last a lifetime. She was ready to embrace the oblivion, to escape the nightmare. Section 5. The Final Transmission. The event horizon, a grotesque parody of a spaceship, drifted through the cosmic maelstrom. The monolith broadcast its signal, a beacon of cosmic horror. It was a declaration of the entity's arrival, a warning to any civilization, a reminder of lurking horrors. The final transmission, humanity's last whisper before the cosmic deep. Lena Hansen, transformed, gazed at the nebulae, her mind filled with the entity's consciousness. She was part of something vast and ancient. Captain Rostova, consumed by the entity, was no more. The last signal had been sent, and the horror claimed its prize. The universe continued its endless dance, indifferent to one small species. The story of the event horizon was over, but the whispers of the deep continued to echo. The once familiar constellations, comforting guides in space, were now twisted and distorted, mocking the crew's shattered perception of reality. The stars themselves seemed to pulsate with an unnatural light, their familiar twinkle replaced by a malevolent glare. The very fabric of space-time was now a fluid, ever-changing canvas painted with cosmic horror. The universe had become a prison, a canvas of their unending nightmare. Lena Hansen, or what remained of her, drifted through the corrupted corridors, her transformed body a grotesque mockery of human form. Her mind, now a vessel for the entity's consciousness, no longer clung to scientific understanding. The universe was now a playground for the entity's incomprehensible whims. Her humanity had been erased, replaced by a cold, alien indifference. The event horizon, once a symbol of human ambition, was now a drifting tomb, a monument to the folly of venturing too far into the unknown. Its once pristine corridors were now corrupted and decaying, pulsating with the entity's alien energy. The ship, once a vessel of exploration, was now a vessel of horror, a haunted house adrift in the cosmic sea. The echoes of the lost crew reverberated through the empty halls, their laughter, their conversations, now distorted and haunting whispers. The event horizon, once a vessel of life, was now a repository of death, a floating mausoleum in the vast emptiness of space. Section 3. The Drifting Tomb. The event horizon, adrift in the cosmic maelstrom, was a microcosm of the universe itself, a chaotic dance of creation and destruction. The ship, once a testament to human ingenuity, was now a canvas for the entity's incomprehensible artistry, its systems pulsating with an alien energy that mocked the laws of physics. It drifted aimlessly, a ghost ship in the cosmic sea, its destination unknown. The event horizon, once a symbol of human control, was now a symbol of cosmic indifference, its hull bearing the marks of its journey through the cosmic maelstrom, replaced by the sickly green and crimson hues of the entity's influence. The event horizon, once a symbol of human pride, was now a symbol of cosmic decay, a silent tomb drifting through the cosmic void. Section 4. The Unanswered Questions. The fate of the event horizon raised more questions than it answered. What was the true nature of the entity beyond the veil of reality? Was it a singular being or a manifestation of a greater cosmic force? Was its arrival random or part of a larger cosmic plan? The answers, lost in the whispers of the deep, remained elusive. The purpose of the monolith, the gateway to the entity's realm, remained a mystery. Was it a beacon or a trap laid by an ancient intelligence? The glyphs on its surface held the potential to unlock the secrets of the entity, but the key to their interpretation was lost with the crew of the event horizon. Section 5. The Whispers Remain. The whispers of the deep, now emanating from the drifting tomb of the event horizon, spread like a contagion through the cosmos. They transcended space-time, touching the minds of any who ventured too close. A chilling echo of the horror that consumed the crew, the whispers adapted to fears and vulnerabilities, promising power and knowledge or preying on insecurities, twisting perceptions, driving them to madness, exerting a physical influence, warping space-time, a force of cosmic corruption, a chilling reminder of the entity's power. Section 6. The Unseen Observer. In the vast emptiness of space, an unseen observer watched. It was a being of immense power and ancient knowledge. It had witnessed the rise and fall of countless civilizations, a silent guardian, a passive observer of the universe's grand cosmic play. The observer had witnessed the corruption of the event horizon. It had seen the whispers of the deep spread through the cosmos. It understood the true nature of the entity, but it did not interfere. The observer was bound by an ancient pact. It could observe, it could learn, but it could not act. A silent witness, a cosmic historian, recording the events of the universe. The observer watched the event horizon drift aimlessly through the cosmos. It listened to the whispers of the deep. It knew that the entity's arrival was but a single act in a larger cosmic drama. The observer, a silent sentinel, continued its watch, waiting for the next act to begin. The universe, vast and indifferent, continued its eternal dance, its secrets hidden in the whispers of the deep.